Hello, this is Aaron Magruder with Nonstop Networks. What we're going to do today is hopefully isolate a very common problem that happens with both home internet and small business internet connections with cable and DSL. It's pretty common for internet slowness to occur, and nobody knows, is it my PC, is it my router I bought from Best Buy or Walmart, or is it my cable internet provider? What we're going to do is run through just a few small steps to isolate what's causing the problem. So the first thing we're going to do is visit a speed test site that's pretty accurate, tell you what type of download speeds you're getting, and then obviously you need to contact your provider to know what you're actually paying for. It's common home internet cable could be 1.5 meg. Some of the DSL providers now for business are about 6 meg standard for the business class service. So anyway, what we're going to do is just hit speedtest.vonage.com, and what happens is this little window pops up here. What we're going to do is just begin the test. It's going to run through some download and upload speeds. Alright, so as you can see, we're getting about 1.5 meg down, or just 1544 kilobytes, and about 346K upload, which it should be about 384K, but you're never going to get the full upload just because of what's called overhead. So in this case we're working fine, but in other cases where you're actually having internet slowness, you're going to see these speeds much less than your actual speeds. So what we want to do is we want to bypass your gateway or router, whatever you have, and plug right into the internet service provider's cable or DSL modem. So what we need to do that is we've got to trace the cable from your computer. So in our case, we have an Ethernet cable that looks like this. Yours can be multiples, different colors, but they're all going to look the same. We're just going to trace this back over here to our gateway, and we have a Cisco ASA 5505 firewall as our gateway. You may have something that looks like this, maybe a Linksys wireless router, or a D-Link, or a Sonic Wall, or something else. And over here we have our actual cable modem. In just an instant of time, we've actually disconnected it from the UPS battery backup. But what we want to do is we basically traced our cable back to port 3 of the ASA. So we're going to go ahead and unplug it, and on the front of this ASA you're going to see our light go out on port 3, and you can verify you got the right cable by looking at the lights on your NIC card. And as you can see, there's no lights on our NIC card anymore, so we know we got the right cable. What we're going to do is on the back of the cable modem, this cable goes to our Cisco ASA. So we're going to unplug it and put it in a place where we can find it later, and re-plug in our PC. So we can look at this LAN port and see it's blinking, so we know we got the cable plugged in. And we can go to our NIC port on our PC and see it's plugged in, so we know we got the right cable. Now, many times with cable and DSL modems, you have to reset them basically to get a good IP address so your computer gets to the internet. So what we did is we went to start and run, and we typed CMD, which stands for basically a command line window, and this black box pops up. We're going to type in here is the word ipconfig, C-O-N-F-I-G. What it's going to tell us is that if we have an IP address from the internet service provider, so we can get to the internet. See, a lot of the times that it may just take a second to get a new IP address. Okay, so we basically came up here and we couldn't get an IP address. We got this good old 169.254 range. which is definitely a bad range. So what we need to do is we need to come back to this cable modem, and you're going to probably have to do the same thing with your DSL. We're just going to pull the power off the back. We can do is see how the lights went out, and we're just going to plug it back in. Just going to go back here and wait till we get an IP address renewed. Alright, what we had to do is we actually had to type ipconfig/release and renew, and then we've got a good routable IP address, which just may come in here a little fuzzy. What we're going to do is rerun this speed test again. Alright, so you see basically our speed is pretty much the same both inside and outside. It's what we're paying through our contractual rate with our new service provider. So all you need to do now is switch the cables back, and we're good to go. So we're just going to come back here, pull our PC cable out of the cable modem, put it in a place that we can, so let's just go ahead and plug it right back into our gateway. And take our cable that we disconnected earlier, plug it back into the cable modem. So again, we've got to power reset the cable modem. Make sure the lights come back on. And so the next question is if the speed is okay when connected directly to the cable or DSL modem, but we're having problems internally connected to your gateway, or maybe you have a switch, a Linksys or D-Link that's also connected to your cable modem. Why is it slow inside but not directly connected to the cable modem? Sometimes those old switches or gateways, sometimes they hang up or they lock up. And sometimes they just get old and they need to be replaced. The first thing to try is to reboot anything that you have connected to your PC, whether it be a switch or a gateway, and your cable or DSL modem. If you reboot all three of those devices, if you have them, and you're still having slow internet performance, it's probably time to replace your gateway or your switch. I hope this helps. Take care.